find myself asking is, will the next big three work? And yesterday they had their debut. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about the Nets debut takeaways and a reaction. But before this video starts, I want to say that I didn't upload on Monday because it was MLK Day, and plus I had a lot of schoolwork and I was really busy. So yeah, I couldn't upload that day. I wanted to have a break for Monday. I wanted to have a 2 or 3 day break for my YouTube channel. So I had a break, and now we are back making a video on the Nets debut on the big three. I'm sorry that I didn't upload on Monday. But anyways, let's get into the video. So let's see. Colin Sexton scored 42 points. And the second worst offense in the NBA scored 147 points without Darius Garland and without Kevin Love. That's very crazy to me right now. That's a key factor in this because it proves that the Nets defense could become better. Now this is the first game and the Nets lost, and I'm sure they're gonna build up chemistry. And actually, what I saw from the eye test was that they were playing good defense in the clutch. Even Kyrie Irving, James Harden was okay on the defensive end, and Kevin Durant was getting blocks and steals. Kevin Durant looked like the best defensive player on the team. So Kevin Durant was big time this game in the clutch and stuff. That's something that I want to say that's important. But something else that's really, really important is that Kyrie Irving took 28 shots, and it was looking like that. So Durant took 25, and Harden took 14 shots. Yes, Harden had a triple-double. Yes, he had 12 assists. But James Harden, he should not be getting 14 shot attempts. He was a little bit passive, but Harden has to get 20 shot attempts at least. 20 shot attempts. He doesn't have to get more shot attempts than Kyrie and Kevin Durant because he's the point guard of this team. He's the best passer on this team, so he does not need to get, that much touches, like 25 shots. But you cannot be having Kyrie Irving shoot the ball more than Kevin Durant and James Harden. That's just the rule. That's just the fact. Because that doesn't work. That's not going to work. It's going to be like that. So I think Kyrie Irving could reduce it to like 23 shots a game. KD, 25. And James Harden should also get 21 shots per game. But, I also saw that Kevin Durant actually, didn't get the ball too much in the clutch. I think it was more in, Kyrie Irving's hands. And yes, he did get the ball in the clutch, but, Kyrie Irving made a crucial turnover, and it was at the end of the regulation. He got a steal. He was playing good defense. And at the end of the regulation, he got an offensive foul. Then there was a jump ball. And then there was overtime. That's crucial because the Nets could have won that game if he didn't foul one. It was not intentional, obviously. It was actually a hard hit, but that was obvious that was a foul. So I think Kyrie should pass the ball a little more. He had 3 assists, but Kevin Durant had 8. And James Harden had 12. So I think Kyrie, you could get like 5 or 6 assists per game. Now that's gonna be a little better. And I think Harden should get 8 to 9 assists. I don't want him to be super passable, like pass the ball a lot. I wanted him to take over sometimes. Yeah, those are some takeaways from this game. Well, that doesn't mean this big three is not going to work. It's just one game. And yes, they lost to the Cleveland Cavaliers, but this is the first game where the Brooklyn Nets debut of their big three were in the game and they actually lost. That's a little sad. They lost to the Cavaliers, but it's not the end of the world for the Brooklyn Nets. They still have a long road to go, and I think they'll make it to the NBA final and potentially win the NBA championship. But the Lakers are a hard beast to go against, especially guarding a player like Anthony Davis. That's very, very hard. And so right now, I think the big three, they were getting a lot of points. They had 96 points combined. Another thing I do want to say is that players like Joe Harris, I don't think he was getting enough touches. I think Joe Harris should have shot a little more threes. It's not what I expected from a guy like Joe Harris. From a guy like Joe Harris, he could light you up and score 15 to 20 points. Or he could be quiet and score like 6 points. But from a guy like Joe Harris, I would expect more from someone like Joe Harris. Because Joe Harris is a very, very good player. So I'd like him to get more touches. Like DeAndre Jordan, who played height. And so, yeah, that's all my takeaways, really, for this team. I'm sure they'll try to make it work, really. Because Harden said he's willing to sacrifice. Maybe it might take 1 year at the most. But I think, like, this is their first game. And they need to get in a rhythm. They need to get a perfect system. And so far, I think the coach, Steve Nash, has just been an amazing coach so far. And he has to coach a really good team. And that's very, very hard for a first-year head coach. So I think so far, Steve Nash has been doing something amazing. That's the end of the video. Please like and subscribe. And peace out.